Welcome to the BrideLawyer Podcast, where fairy tales meet the fine print.
We're Shari
and Morgan.
2 lawyers, 2 generations, and one mission to keep your wedding magical and manageable.
Today, we're climbing a very tall vine, the wedding budget.
And like all good fairy tales, it starts small until suddenly you're 40 feet up in the air, wondering how the florist invoice hit 5 digits.
Exactly. Today, we're talking about budgets that grow faster than beanstalks and how to stop them before they crush you. Here's the question. Why do smart, organized people with spreadsheets still blow their wedding budgets?
Because of wedding math. It's like girl math, but with ballroom lighting. $5 wax seals for 200 invitations doesn't sound like $1,000. It sounds like fabulous invitations.
Honestly, so true. But then there's the do-it-yourself version, printing, stuffing, licking envelopes for days and forcing your fiancé to help just to save $20. And somehow you still end up at the post office begging for heart-shaped stamps.
We definitely learned that lesson.
Oh, yes, we did. But here's the legal part people don't see. All the hidden fees in vendor contracts.
Taxes, service charges, delivery setup, overtime, the invisible fine print of love.
And today, we are decoding it. So your happily ever after doesn't come with a plus 20% service charge and 6.625% tax. Okay, real story time. A bride, let's call her Jill, comes to us in a panic. Her venue quoted her, said $18,000 for Saturday reception. So she signed and was thrilled. 2 weeks before the wedding, the final invoice arrives for $27,000.
That's not an overage. That's a plot twist.
Exactly. The contract said, plus applicable taxes and service charges, but never defined them. It also said client responsible for vendor coordination fees, which meant charges for outside cake vendors, DJ setup, even linen steaming.
Ouch. That's the Beanstalk clause. It looks harmless when you plant it, but it has the ability to grow and grow.
So Jill asked if we could fight it, but if she didn't pay, the wedding was off. No leverage.
So we helped her negotiate.
Yeah, we did. 2 weeks out, the venue didn't want to lose the contract either. The terms were vague, so they reduced the service charge from 24% to 18% and threw in some cake cutting fee. Not so much a fairy god lawyer miracle, but it saved them over $1,000.
Moral, read beyond the headline number. Look for the final out-the-door total before you sign. Let's talk about what drives budgets to climb like magic vines. Reason 1, emotion. Every vendor says, for just a little more, and suddenly you've added clouds, fireworks, and a harpist.
Each add-on sounds tiny, but there are so many of them, or they're priced per guest. That's how beanstalks grow.
Reason 2, contract language. Phrases like estimated, subject to change, or market pricing. That means they can change it, not you.
If you see plus service charge, ask what that actually means. Sometimes 10%, sometimes 25%. That's a $3,000 swing on a $12,000 invoice.
And remember, a service charge isn't a tip. Venues are not restaurants. Gratuities can still be extra, even another 20%.
That's crazy. Which means your $100 a plate dinner just became $145, and you still haven't added dessert.
Or the Sterling cannoli cart.
Oh, I love those.
Me too. Reason 3, and look at the pricing and lock it. If you book 2 years out, Delete the cost of living adjustment clauses, or at least cap them.
And add a line, prices not to exceed X amount prior to the event date. It works.
Then there's the minimum guest counts. You're paying for guests who don't even show up.
Yep, I was told to guarantee about 15 to 20% fewer than invited. It felt risky, but everyone said you'll be shocked how many people don't come.
And some don't even RSVP. You still have to pay for their steak.
Yeah, I think all couples hate those people.
Certainly me. You really have to be careful. Thinking a per plate charge equals the total charge.
Premium liquor, extra bartenders, cake cutting, corkage, trash removal, each sounds minor, but together it's a second honeymoon.
And if it's not expressly included and in writing, assume it's extra.
Here's a magic phrase. Please provide total cost inclusive of all taxes, fees, and mandatory charges.
If a vendor hesitates to put that in writing, they may be planning to change it later. Read the fine print. It's your giant repellent.
Quick tips before you climb too high. Number 1, use a budget tracker that includes tax and tip lines. 2, assign one person to approve vendor add-ons. 3, build a 10 to 15% contingency cushion. And number 4, get every revision in writing.
And negotiate service charges. Say, I'm comparing venues. Can you match 15% instead of 22%? You'd be surprised how many people do it.
It's like haggling with the giant. Be polite, but very firm.
Just don't trade the cow.
And never pay 100% upfront. Standard is 50% deposit. If someone demands the full amount early, run.
Contracts are promises with price tags. If the language lets them change the price, you've lost control.
And verbal promises, they vanish faster than confetti. If it's not in writing, it doesn't exist.
If you're overcharged after the fact, you can dispute it, but you'll need proof, quotes, emails, timestamps. And who wants a lawsuit?
Absolutely. If someone's really pushing their luck, small claims court or a demand letter citing the Consumer Fraud Act can get their attention.
But the best strategy is prevention. Read the contract. Ask questions. Get clarity up front. Avoid the giants altogether.
Exactly.
So what's the moral today?
That a wedding isn't an enchanted forest. It's a business transaction dressed in white lace.
You can have magic and math. They're not enemies.
Ask questions early, read the contract, clarify numbers, and never apologize for wanting transparency.
Because if you sign without reading, you might as well be trading a cow for magic beans.
And those beans better come with a cancellation clause. Thanks for listening to the BrideLawyer Podcast, where fairy tales meet the fine print.
Follow at BrideLawyers for checklists, real stories, and practical advice that keeps your magic protected.
Next week, the vanishing venue.
Because sometimes the castle disappears, and you need to know what to do about it.
Until then, keep the sparkle, but read the fine print.